Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adam and this is Tall Lifestyle. If you're new here, I am a big and tall reviewer. I do clothing, accessories, so that whenever you're shopping online or if you're shopping for someone who is not even yourself, to make sure that you have the right products for them or yourself in terms of the measurements, where you have to size up, size down, etc. Today I actually wanted to do a skincare brand because it is something that there has been a lot of notoriety around in terms of online. They also have body products, and so it's really kind of a twofer in that regard. This is not comprehensive. This is just the few items that I selected for myself because I thought they would address my needs, and then as I discuss them, I can give recommendations if it is good for you, whether I like it. Everything that I have here, well, there is a combination actually. I purchased some things and some things I got for free from a representative of the brand. I do work at Ulta and therefore we get what's called gratis. Some of it was given for gratis and some I purchased myself. And so with all of that in mind, my opinions are still my own. This is just my opinion and I wanted to make sure that it was an honest opinion. So I purchased things that I thought would work for me. Not everything did, and we'll go through that very shortly. See you soon. Okay friends, what we are doing this week is Drunk Elephant. This is a skincare brand that was founded, I want to say, in like the early 2000s, and it has since blown up. From the brand education at work, I can tell you it's based predominantly off of the marula oil, and the reason why Drunk Elephant has its name is because these nuts would fall off the marula tree, ferment in the sun, and then elephants would come over and eat them and become drunk. However, outside of, wildlife getting wild, the marula oil is a very, very small molecule, and so everything I believe has that in it, and it works really deep in the skin. So yeah, just a little bit of background information from there. I'm gonna go from like cleansers and then into like the serums as well as body and beard or hair care at the very end. Starting out, I don't have a box because this one was just a sample and I have the other one elsewhere. This is the Best Number 9 Jelly Cleanser. For the suggested use, it is squeeze Best Number 9 and gently massage over wet or dry skin. Add water to lather, rinse well and pat dry. Avoid direct contact with eyes. If hidden eyes, wash out immediately. I do wear makeup, but infrequently, so I did use an oil whenever I was removing my makeup at the end of the day after work, etc. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I did get this in my eyes because, clumsy, etc. It did burn a little bit, and I do have sensitive eyes, so I was like, oh my goodness. But otherwise, it was a nice cleanser. I feel like it rinsed really clean. It wasn't hydrating, it wasn't stripping, it was kind of neutral. A lot of the brand messaging and strategy is to make everything so they are free of the suspicious six. I know essential oils, parabens, phthalates, maybe sulfites are part of that suspicious six. So basically, they wanted to make sure that there was nothing with endocrine disruption or anything with even a tangential or suspicious line to endocrine disruption. As such, there are many things that have little to no fragrance. This one, I think it works well for me. It's not my favorite cleanser in the world, but it is very neutral. It helps to remove everything. After the oil, of course, if there was a makeup day, and it did sting in the eyes a little bit, but of course, when you're in the shower, you have more than enough water to rinse everything out, right? So this one I would say is pretty good for most people, unless you're on the very fringes of like extremely dry or extremely oily. This would be good for a, starter cleanser, or for anyone who maybe is just looking for a more basic routine to go ahead and start their skincare and self-love routine. The E-Rase Milki Micellar Water. I did receive this one because there was an event at work the day that I was purchasing some of the other items. It is exactly as it says in terms of it being a toner. It does have a milky sort of white texture. For the back description, ceramide rich E-Rase, got it. Milky Micellar Water is formulated to thoroughly and gently remove makeup, dirt, pollution, and bacteria. So this is a cleanser, and I was using it as a toner. Interesting. Okay. Made with ultra mild micelles, which is where micellar water gets the name from. Soothing vitamin E, replenishing fatty acids, and antioxidant-rich non-fragrant plant oils, including marula, boab, mongongo, wild melon seed, other things I don't feel confident pronouncing. E-Rase nourishes skin while dissolving and lifting away makeup and dirt. It is barrier supportive and may be used anytime you need a quick skin refreshment. Most even micellar water should be rinsed off, and so I've been using this wrong. But it was so mild that I couldn't tell. I was already clean, so whenever I was putting this on, I just kind of put a few drops into my palm and pressed it into the skin and went from there. Very neutral fragrance, if there is any fragrance at all. Despite the fact that I was using it incorrectly, I liked it. I think it was a good place to start. I wouldn't trust this necessarily to take off a waterproof eyeliner or waterproof mascara if that's something that you do wear. But for a gentle cleanse, especially if you're using it after you've already cleansed, I think it would be a great option. Now, my favorite section is going to be the serums. I only tried two because I only had about 3 weeks to try everything, so I wanted to make sure that everything could have its own time to see if it was effective or not. This one is a sample that I received from the representative. It's the A-Passioni Retinol Cream. Suggested use morning or night. Okay. Apply a pea-sized amount or less to clean, dry face, avoiding the eye area. I don't have a box, so I can't read the description on the back of there. This one's a really fun kind of green color. If you're unfamiliar with retinol as a ingredient, most of the time, like other retinols that I've used, it's had this greenish tone. So I think there are lots of also retinol alternatives. If your product does not have retinol or the authentic version of retinol, then it's not going to be that green color, evidently. If you have seen some of my other videos, I love to exfoliate, maybe to an egregious degree. And so I thought that this was really fantastic, especially after using it after one of the other products. I woke up so smooth. I was like, ooh, I feel like plastic basically. And for that reason, I didn't want to use this every night. I do typically, at least right now in my life, I only use retinols in the winter or whenever there's just significantly less sun. Now it's starting to be over 70. The time of day is increasing and I'm not always the best with sunscreen, even though I am wearing mine today. So this is a fantastic product in terms of smoothing you from the first day. And if you use it 3 times a week, or I suppose you could build up to every single night. If you are new to retinols or retinol type products, I would definitely start with like twice a week, maybe then 3 times a week for a month. As much as I love to exfoliate, I think that this could potentially be really aggressive for anyone who has sensitive skin. So my recommendation would be if you have very oily skin or if you're used to retinols, you can absolutely use it more. If you're just getting into retinols or if you're less than 30, honestly, I don't think you need a retinol. Not a dermatologist, so please do your research. Not a doctor. But yeah, this is something that if you're looking for an instant smooth or at least overnight smooth, fantastic. I quite enjoy this. The other serum that I received is the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum. It is to refine and retexturize. It has a high-tech AHA/BHA gel that resurfaces dull, congested skin by gently lifting away dead skin cells, dramatically improving the appearance of skin's tone and texture, fine lines, wrinkles, and pores. Who doesn't love that? The result is the look of greater clarity and luminosity practically overnight. So I used this on the days that I was not using this, and I did not layer them because I didn't want to exfoliate and then also increase my cellular turnover. And there were even 2 days that I just didn't wear anything because I felt like I was doing so much to my skin, washed, went to bed. For the TLC Framboos Glycolic Night Serum, I do love to exfoliate, as we have discussed multiple times on this channel. I enjoyed it. It, of course, didn't make me as smooth as the other, and so if you're someone who is typically on the normal to oily side, this is what I would recommend for you in terms of making sure that you're able to get a nice daily exfoliation. Because it's glycolic acid, if I remember correctly, that is AHA, and therefore it's not going to dry out the skin, although there is BHA as well. So it's only 1% BHA. I don't think it would be terribly drying. If you're on the oilier side, as long as it's not completely dehydrated skin, I think that this would be something fantastic for anyone normal to on the oily side. If you are going to be on the drier side and use this, definitely want to moisturize afterward. I would hate for anyone to think they have to exfoliate to get rid of the dryness and then not hydrate your skin. Lovely product. Probably a little bit more entry in terms of like starting this as an anti-aging routine. If you're in your mid-20s, again, not a doctor, not a dermatologist, but this is going to be a lot less aggressive than a retinol, and so I think easier to start on this than a retinol. The next product that I have here is the TLC, I think it's Sukari Babyfacial. This is also to resurface and reveal. If I had read the label, it would have told me that there was a little baby marula oil in here, but I just opened it up and dove right in. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it does look like this. It is something that is definitely gentle. For the description, this next generation mask is an at-home facial that effectively yet gently exfoliates the pore lining and resurfaces by getting rid of built-up dead skin cells. With a whopping 25% AHA and 2% BHA blend of our dream team of glycolic, tartaric, lactic, citric, and salicylic acids, this pro-quality formula dramatically smooths texture while minimizing the look of pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. Uniquely formulated with chickpea flour, pumpkin ferment, and smoothing antioxidant blend of matcha tea, milk thistle, and apple. So lots and lots of product information there. Oh, all the same is on here. For the use though, it is for up to 20 minutes. I use lots of exfoliating products. I almost exclusively use this, but there wasn't a body wash that was in stock at my store, so I was using a different body wash. For the face though, I do shave my head, not today, you can see, but there was a day before I shaved my head last week that I used this the night before, and then I woke up, took a shower, shaved my head, that sort of thing. Even though it has what seems to be an extremely high concentration, the 25% AHA, 2% BHA, I didn't feel like it was that exfoliating. I felt smoother after using the retinol. And I don't have access to one of the AHA, BHA, the red liquid from the other company, the Ordinary. That one burns. That one I can feel working. I know that it's exfoliating. I definitely feel smooth immediately afterwards. This one didn't feel as aggressive, which is nice. So if you're someone who does have more sensitive skin, I believe that this would be a good option for you, especially since it has up to 20 minutes. I did only use it for 10. The one from the Ordinary I only used for, I would say 5 to 7 minutes, and it's working. So I'm gonna pause you right here and I'm gonna go get that one so I can compare. Okay, so I have the Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2%. I guess that AHA 5% difference really, really does make it a lot more effective, because the Drunk Elephant TLC Sukari Babyfacial is a pH of 3.5. The Ordinary is a pH of 3.6, and so technically less alkaline, right? Or less acidic. I don't recall. Less aggressive by 0.1. Yeah, the Ordinary is kind of a lot, and you do have to be careful with anything that's extremely exfoliating, or the retinol. I'll go ahead and toss this in here. You do have to wear a sunscreen for no less than 7 days afterwards, or at least you should. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not always the best with sunscreen, and so for that reason, that's why I would tend to only use the retinols during the winter. For the Sukari Babyfacial, I feel as though this is something that you could definitely use during the summer. Because it is up to 20 minutes, you can definitely customize the level of exfoliation that you need a lot more. So for the baby facial, I realized I didn't. I think any kind of skin in terms of very dry through very oily can use it. If you're on the very dry side, maybe only once to twice a week. And if you're on the more oily side, I would say no more than 4 times a week. That seems like a lot. Of course, everyone's skin is different, and so you're gonna have to adapt your products possibly to the season as well as your skin type. Moving on to the body products, the lotions, that sort of thing. I have first the Wonderwild Miracle Butter. So this one is a very thick moisturizer. For the back, it says an intensely nourishing all-over salve that rescues and soothes dry, chapped, irritated, or compromised skin, supporting skin's own natural healing abilities. Restorative plant butters create a protective barrier to seal in moisture and help shield skin from environmental stressors, while antioxidant-rich plant oils replenish vital lipids to deeply nourish, bringing the skin back to its healthy state. This does not have a pH on it, but it does still have the marula butter, and then it has another active ingredient, meadow foam oil. This one is a little bit longer to absorb. It's very thick. When they say salve, they mean it. I'm gonna put some on my knuckles here just so I don't have too much. I'm using just a tiny bit, and I'm gonna rub both hands together. There are other body oils that I have used, and this one is absorbed more quickly than that. However, it's still really thick. In all of my years of working in like retail cosmetics, this is so thick that there's only like 3 customers I think I've ever helped that I would suggest to use this on their face. They were extremely dry, very, very, very dry. but this is very, very moisturizing, and as such, it might be the one that's right for you. I rather like it. It's for, oh, I did use it on my elbows more so and my knuckles because those are the areas that I tend to get drier. Um, I didn't like it when I spread it on my entire arm. I was like, ugh, it's just too much. So I tended to do my knuckles and my elbow, and then I would use the other lotion that we'll discuss here in a minute. If you're on the drier side or if you have extremely textured skin, this is what I would suggest, or you or who I would suggest to use, the Wonderwild Miracle Butter. Nice product, but very thick, so just keep that in mind. Now moving on to body, and then we'll do beard very last. Here I have the Sili Whipped Body Lotion. It says to deep moisture plus calm. Chia seed oil, and it's a pH of 5.2. A comforting antioxidant-rich body lotion that deeply nourishes, replenishes, and soothes in a mild, naturally sweet vanilla scent. The entire time I was using this, I didn't really smell much. Even while looking for a vanilla scent, there's not much there. Keep in mind, I don't have a very sensitive nose, and so if you do, this might be great for you because it doesn't register for my nose. I think that's probably a symptom of working at Ulta and in retail cosmetics for quite some time. It's a very fragrance-filled environment, right? So maybe I'm just a little bit like nose blind, as I've seen on a commercial before. In terms of the product itself, I felt as though I was moisturized. Did I feel as though it was deep moisture? I don't believe so. During the winter, I am a tiny bit more on the dry side. I do have psoriasis here as well. Obviously, I wasn't using any of these products on that. I have my own beard sort of care routine. For this, I didn't like the difficulty to open the lid. I have really fragile fingernails, and so like even though I take biotin, which makes them stronger, I just felt like I was gonna rip off my fingernails. Now that I've had this for a few weeks, maybe it's a little bit better. What I was doing is using this on the edge of the counter and to like open it up. I don't like this. Kindly, respectfully. It's not, how about this? It's not the one for me. If you have a lot of fragrance sensitivity, this might be good for you. If you need just a tiny bit of lotion or hydration, again, this might be for you. I'm on the drier side. I didn't feel like it was worth using. If I'm gonna put on lotion, I maybe just need something that's more fragrant. It was not my favorite item. All right, so moving on to what would be hair care, but I use it on my beard, which is still hair, but a little bit different. The Drunk Elephant and Chris McMillan Silkamino Mega-Moisturizing Shampoo. This is a moisturizing cleanse. It says it has a pH of 6.4. If you're unfamiliar, the pH scale goes from either 0 or 1 through 14. Everything from 0 through 7 is going to be the acidic side, and then beyond that is going to be the alkaline side. So in terms of my beard and the hair, it's really coarse, and so I did feel as though it needed more moisture. I don't remember the other pairing of shampoo conditioner that was available, but I do believe it was like a glossing shampoo and conditioner, and that just didn't sound like me. So I went for the moisturizing one. This is a creamy, deeply moisturizing shampoo that softens and strengthens while gently and thoroughly cleansing dirt, styling products, and excess oils from dry or damaged hair. A concentrated blend of silk amino acids and proteins strengthens strands and replenishes moisture, leaving even the driest and most damaged hair smoother, softer, and more manageable. Suggested use: apply silk amino shampoo to wet hair and massage. Rinse well. No need to repeat. One round is good enough. Follow with Silkamino Mega Moisturizing Masker for best results. Compared to the other, now I did take a sabbatical in terms of hair care products for a while I was shaving my head and didn't have to have as much on my beard. This, I think it's okay. I am gonna smell this again real quick, actually. I don't enjoy the fragrance. Kindly, respectfully. I feel like it smells kind of like Play-Doh, and I've used that description before. I think maybe just Play-Doh smells really neutral to me. I also don't feel as though this one was as cleanly rinsing. Maybe that's the moisture. Maybe that's the fact that it doesn't have SLS in it. I just felt as though with this, especially with the combination of the two being the deep moisture line, it wasn't my favorite. In fact, I'm gonna return this today because I just don't like it. The final item was the partner to this, the Drunk Elephant and Chris McMillan Silkamino Mega-Moisturizing Masker for deep moisture. It has a pH of 4.3. So with all the water running about, being about a pH of 7, this is definitely going to help bring back the acidity of the hair and potentially the skin underneath. For the description, no buildup, deep conditioning treatment that strengthens, smooths, and softens with extra thirsty, damaged, or color processed hair. Marula butter, sunflower, fatty acids, and something else to replenish and seal the moisture while fortifying blend of hydration, boosting, and hair smoothing ingredients. Restores shine and touchability. The super rich nursing cream does not contain a drop of sulfates or harsh stripping surfactants for the ultimate body, bounce, and shine. Hold the frizz. Suggested use after cleansing with the other product. Apply a small amount starting at the ends and working to the roots. Wait 1 to 3 minutes and rinse well. For a deeper treatment, apply a generous amount, comb through, dispense evenly, and wait 20 to 30 minutes before rinsing. So after the first day, I just didn't feel as though it was that hydrating, at least not on my hair type, which is a bit more coarse. From there, I didn't use this every single day because I don't always use styling product, but the days that I did use it after the first day, I left it in for as long as I could in terms of after the shampoo. Sometimes it was 5 minutes, sometimes it was 10. There was definitely never like a 30-minute day. I don't take that long of a shower. The smell is not amazing. Respectfully, oh, I just like dumped out all the water. Gross. This is the last of the 9 products that I tried from Drunk Elephant, the Silkamino Mega Moisture Masker. I also do not like this. There are other products that I have remaining from other lines that I would prefer to use. It just wasn't right for me. If you're someone who doesn't want to have all of those harsh ingredients, I think most brands are starting to respond to the pressure of moving into that space. This one just wasn't the one for me. All right. All right, folks, as a final wrap up for the Drunk Elephant brand, there were some good, there were some not for me products. I really enjoyed most of the face care products. One of my favorites is the A-Passioni Retinol cream. So smoothing, fantastic. I enjoyed the heck out of it. And the Miracle Butter, I think, the Wonderwild Miracle Butter, I feel like has a space in my life. It's maybe not my favorite body oil or extremely hydrating body product, but it definitely did what it needed to when it was called upon. All right, folks, thanks you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your support if you're watching consistently. If you will, like, comment, subscribe. Of course, if there's any particular brand, especially if it's available at Ulta, because, discount, leave it in the comments below. If there's any questions you have, I'm not customer service for Drunk Elephant, but I can definitely try to respond. But yeah, like, comment, and subscribe, and I really hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, folks. Bye-bye.